is open. We have to go. But... do you think Lilith is even still here? It's been so long. I'm afraid she's won this one. Besides, I have to... take care of my mother. But it's not over yet. Not for you. Lilith was after Rothma. Find him. Learn why. I'll be back at the vault. All right?
How strange. Somehow this place feels like home.
Well, we are a necromancer. That looks nasty.
You are the last visitor to my sanctum. Though you come too late, just as Lilith did before you. For it was my father, Inarius, who arrived here first. It unfolded as my visions foretold. How we hurtle towards the prophecy's end.
Oh yeah? Okay. We hurtle towards the prophecy's end. Everything ends. We're all going to die. Everything's rotting. Also, I don't know why there's a heavy scythe inside of this place where no mortals can get to, but don't worry about that. You say? Alright then. Damage up. Damage down. Oh, you know, we were just back in town too.
It started in dreams. I saw shattered images of the end of Sanctuary. The scales of a great serpent carried these visions. And so I went to visit him. My and the serpent's thoughts met, and the fragmented future was mended together. I put it down in order, and the prophecy was born.
Alright, sounds good. Also, what's with all the, like, the spider millipede stuff? Everything's decayed and dead and rotting.
Destroy the tumors to go any further.
The tumors. Alright, tutorial tumor. It's like, is that the first one you get? Oh no, I've got tutorial cancer. Alright, sounds good. classic zombies.
I'm not ready yet.
Go on, my summons. Block them all. Fantastic.
The prophecy became my burden. There were others that knew. Ones that couldn't understand the nature of such a thing. I knew Inarius would be driven to interfere, believing that it was about him. He saw himself as a savior, piercing hatred's heart in hell.
No, very nice. All right.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, very nice. A little bit of damage to the skeletons. It seems as though if the skeletons are out of combat, then they won't really die to a lot of things. Okay, sounds good. So we need to go over that way. We need to go up there. I think we're safe. We might not be safe. Okay, sounds good. For a lined hood. We need to go back to town, so we're gonna equip that one. Less damage overall. Alright, sounds good. Let's go back to town so we can sell stuff.
Arms for the light.
Cool. Let's see. That needs 19,000. I mean, based on what we're finding, we're probably fine.
Not while I'm in town.
Alright, let's get it.
ready yet.
It is kind of nice how quick that is now.
So I locked the gates to hell. It was only a matter of time before Honorius would discover what I'd done and come demanding the key.
Nice. Alright. What's we got? Yep, we'll just keep buffing skeletal mages, and then when they come out, they will be as good as they can be.
Oh, you refuse to give me the key. You stand in the way of the Savior. The holy blood in your veins should be boiling.
Nothing you do will change the future I saw.
I create my own destiny. And this prophecy of yours is just a small part of it. It is wider, beyond comprehension of ungrateful spawns like yourself.
Alright, sounds good. So Norius is essentially Lucifer.
All you must understand is once I am victorious in hell, the high heavens will welcome me home, where I belong.
I wish it would be true, Father.
Okay then.
Curse this place. I'm being followed.
Alright, I'm gonna take a quick leak. I'll be right back, guys. Alright, sounds good. Let's keep going. Weird. I'm guessing there was supposed to be a candelabra there, but it just didn't spawn. I like the whole, like, that the boss did. That's pretty funny. This is where I can do like a special kill. Or is it just that he's stunned? Alright, sounds good. Who are you? Knight Penitent, Donning Father's Grace.
Vigo! Who did this? I have done all that was asked. The pain is gone now. This was a just punishment. The stronger men would have refused Venard's bribe. Nerel. Nerel, is she safe?
Yes, she is safe.
Our meeting is no coincidence. I came here to help. Will you give this to her for me? I should never have taken it. It's so dark. I have repented. Do you think I was too late?
No, not too late. The light has come to carry you home. Do you not see it, friend?
Yes. Yes. I see it now. They have come.
You didn't need that armor to prove your worth, friend.
Right. Alright, he's got some like power armor here. What do we have? All corpse skills, all macabre skills. When hit, while not healthy, a magical bubble is summoned around you for 6 seconds. While stunning, the bubble players are immune, can only occur once every 90 seconds. That's pretty damn good. It increases corpse and macabre skills. Very nice. Alright, I like having more damage. Alright, so corpse and macabre skills, you say? Corpse and macabre. So it's just increasing... Oh, I can't increase this over? That's unfortunate. But while we have that item, we have a lot of other skills we can toy around with. Can we unlock more than just 6? Oh well, we'll figure it out.
Give me the key to hell. I will not ask again.
You don't need to. I saw a vision of the key lifted from my corpse, under the watchful eyes of the great serpent in my sanctum. If you are chosen as you say, it will come to pass.
It's too quiet. Where is she?
This is not a waypoint. I have a feeling in the main game that'll be a waypoint, but here they're just not issuing them.
Is that him? Is that Rathma?
Just the slide.
I don't know if you would have chosen to stand beside me in this new world, Rathma. But I would have saved your place, just the same. And now, all that you might have been has been stolen from me. Stolen.
unlocks more than the doors of hell. It unlocks our path to the future. A future made possible because of the price you paid. Your sacrifice will not have been in vain.
What then? Let's go with Lilith was after. Okay, so we'll get to level 15. And then we will see what we will do from there. Just why isn't there a fast travel? This is something I learned pretty quickly after playing Epic 14 for a while. And that is just, if you let people teleport around, you don't really lose anything. Okay, we're gonna rubber band. Yeah, you don't really lose anything if you just let players teleport. Alright, so I think we're supposed to use that as wait until we get low on health, and then use that to like full heal ourselves. I'm also kind of wondering when I can get my chocobo. We can't actually get mounts, unfortunately.
Wouldn't have made it, wouldn't you?
Alright, nice. Okay, let's keep going and just see what we can do.
I need more time.
Yeah, what I almost want is like a run, a dedicated like run key. I think that's what might help. I'm also a little skeptical of that helping. Like, you need to be able to teleport. Or, like, move a lot faster. I know why they're doing it, because they want emergent, like, PvP to happen. Yeah. Anyway.
Vigo wanted you to have this.
He was a good man. And Lilith? Was she even there? Did you meet her?
Already gone by the time I arrived.
There is more. I can see that.
Lilith took a key to hell off Rathma's body.
Then it was all in vain. She's the only one who got what they wanted.
Hera. She came seeking the Haradrim of legend. Seeking hope. She found neither. But her part in things was far from over. In truth, we would need her more than she needed us. Didn't seem that way at the time, though. For anyone. Inarius proved to be just as unreliable as I'd feared. His self-obsession had driven him to murder his son, Rathma. And from the corpse left behind, Lilith had taken a key to hell. Where would she use it? We could only depend on ourselves to find out.
Alright, very good. Act 1 is over. So if we want to get beyond here, we can't do those. Can do those. So yeah, at this point, the only thing we can really do to level up is just farm a little bit, and then we can get skeletons and see what those are like. But man, you really need a horse. This place is too friggin' big to just be running around in. Okay, so we have this little town here. Yolnesia. Yolnessa. Is this where we went and talked to those people? Yeah, it is. We just left. Gotcha. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. Okay. Alrighty, well. Tinkle toes. Alright. Are these like clan symbols? I'm slightly confused as to what these things all mean. Okay. What? Okay. Sounds good. So we have an extra skill point to apply. We'll put it there. Very good.
I need more time.
Okay, that's nice, but we can't actually complete that quest. So, okay, so what we'll probably do, we'll probably go over here. There seemed to there were enemies over in what's-his-face's dungeon. But the only problem is there aren't any friggin' waypoints in any of those dungeons. Like, I just want you to imagine Path of Exile. Okay? Path of Exile 1. This 2 is coming out and at some point. The Path of Exile 1. Every single dungeon as you are progressing through the game has waypoints. Like, fairly easy to find. Every zone there is a new waypoint. Every single zone. And in Path of Exile, they're not really off the... In PoE, they're not really off the beaten path either. Like that's what you want. Alright, let's see. Guess we can explore a little bit. We're very close to level 15.
More strangers in the camp.
Oh, there are so many strangers in the camp. Yeah, we have to go in through. Is that if we want to do that now? Okay. Okay, well, let's check out social, local. I was wondering if this would just keep going. There's also the thing where, like, other players aren't necessarily shown. Like, one thing that could be interesting that they could implement is when there are players nearby, they sort of show up on, like, this map. That could be interesting. Alright, nice. Level 15. 2 more skills to get down here. Corpse Tendrils, Bone Spirit, Okay, this is going to be darkness, I think. Going in darkness. And then for now, we'll just put it somewhere. Army of the Dead. So we have our Shadow Mages, then our Cold, then our Bone. Right. The stun stacks at the Reapers pretty well. We got abilities, skill. Until your skeletons have been summoned, raise skeleton briefly summons a skeletal priest to empower your minions for 15 seconds, increasing their damage. Wait, what? Is that new? Oh, that's what those are. So yeah, if it's another one, if you're maxed out, you just buff your skeletons for a tiny amount of time, 5 seconds. Cool. Okay.
I'm not ready yet.
Well. Okay, they're nice. Can I see how much damage they do? Can I understand any of that information, or is that completely opaque to us? Or is that something that we would have to just find out as time goes on? It might just be something we'd have to find out as time goes on. Right. Reach the maximum life for your skeletal warriors. Okay, but what are the stats on my skeletal warriors? Now I'm curious, because I don't know. Here's the thing, all this stuff is nice. But all this is kind of opaque to the viewer. A lot of this is just impenetrable. I get that we're not supposed to like really care about necessarily what the minions' skills are specifically. We're probably not supposed to care. But you know, it'd be nice to know. Are we able to use those early? Alright, so these are the ultimate capstones. Balan's Edict. After you have not taken damage for the last 3 seconds, your minions gain. While you have at least 7 minions, this bonus is doubled. Ossified Essence. Your bone skills deal 1% increased damage for each point of essence you have above 50 upon cast. Wrathmo's Vigor increases your maximum life by 10%, being healthy for 15 seconds. Your next blood skill overpowers. Shadow Blight. Shadow damage infects enemies with Shadow Blight for 2 seconds. You and your minions deal an additional 10% damage against Shadow Blighted enemies. Every 10th time an enemy receives shadow damage from you or your minions, they are affected with Shadow Blight. Take an additional 30% shadow damage. Stone Swarm, Army of the Dead, Blood Wave. Been healthy for at least 4 seconds. Wounds gain attack speed. Okay, interesting. Golem Mastery. Prime Army of the Dead. When Army of the Dead's volatile skeletons explode, you're pitching chance to leave behind a corpse. Supreme Army of the Dead. Your dead also raises your skeletal warriors and skeletal mages. I mean, this is nice. And I'm pretty sure every 100 essence you spend reduces the cooldown on your bounces. Like, here's the thing. Veins burst over the corpse, pulling enemies, stunning them, dealing damage. Like, this is all nice and stuff. Wait. Don't they also... No, they don't? Okay. Is this filling up considered healthy? I'm confused. Like, it keeps making references to these status effects, but like... I don't have something here. I don't have like a buff that says healthy. Like... Here's the thing, if you're gonna have all these like status effects that affect when you are considered something when you're not, like it needs to be obvious. Like this needs to be like healthy or something over here, I don't know. But I don't know, my experience with Diablo 4 so far, it is a game that Were there no major alternatives, I would play a lot of. But right now, we have Path of Exile, which is its biggest competitor, which kind of does what Diablo 4 is trying to do, I think, but does it better. That might be completely different for the other classes, but for what I'm seeing here, Path of Exile probably, because it's so versatile, it ends up doing a different job. Now it ends up doing maybe this experience a little bit better. But here's the other thing. I feel like the Necromancer here is worse than the Necromancer in D2. I could be wrong, but I have a hunch. I've also heard that like the army sort of build does not stand up to like later difficulties in any capacity, which kind of invalidates like how you would play this. So there is that. The lack of teleporting, the lack of checkpoints, I don't know about that yet. But the lack of teleport, the lack of waypoints being active, because I think there are a lot more waypoints than we're necessarily seeing that's active for whatever reason. I know their intent is to make it so that people can run, or so that people are moving around the overworld more, so there's more opportunities for people to interact with each other. That works just fine. What I would really like is some sort of Here dungeons from luck aspect. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna just say this is just a bunch of shit. Like, it's just little things that... These are like completion awards. Yeah, these are kind of just like pats on the back. Good job, you did it. You completed the dungeon. Like, really, really completed the dungeon. It's just little... Here's the thing, guys. So you don't want a game that wastes your time. You want a game that is fun. Let's break this down for a second. There's a difference between a game wasting your time and you spending your time in a game. When a game is designed for you to spend your time in the game, typically it's pretty clear like what you're going to be doing. There isn't a whole lot of like stuff all over the place that's sort of getting in the way. It just seems like with this, there's just all this stuff for you to do. And, you know, that is fine. Except, and that's the big one, except, oh yeah. Except, where it almost seems as though stuff is getting in its own way. Because, I mean, put it this way, like, yes, all of these things, this is like specific to this. Also, good job telling me all the names of the villains. Journeyed Slayer, kill every world boss. Yeah, I mean, there's world bosses and stuff like that, and that's nice. But I mean, I don't know. It seems like they just have lots and lots and layers of obfuscation. Like lots of things that you would probably do in the game that would just keep you playing, and that would be fine. You know, trying to get your money's worth. But then I look at Diablo Immortal, and I look at how profitable Diablo Immortal was. I look at the things that they had in Diablo Immortal. Like, again, you waste $120,000 on your... You can waste $120,000 on getting a character maxed out. You can just do it. Man, them adding the gambling mechanics and all this other crap. I look at this and I think, yeah, this is a, you know, in a way this is a really nice game, but at the same time, there are a lot of options. There were a lot of things that I could do if I wanted to. I could, you know, sacrifice these guys and do some sort of other build or something. But I don't know. I think I'd rather just go play Diablo 2. At least there. At least there I'm able to get most things right from the get-go. Like, why is there not a starter golem or something? Why do I have to wait until like level 25 to get a golem? Like, why? You can get a clay golem at level 4 in Diablo 2? I know comparing these two is like apple. It's not really apples to oranges. It's like oranges to limes. I guess that's a bit closer. Like apples to mangoes, maybe. But they are sort of the same thing. Not really. I guess you could say it's like maize to corn. Like corn is an evolution of maize that we controlled and changed. But I don't know. I don't know. It would be interesting to try out a bunch of these other ones. Could be really fun. And yeah, I mean, there are lots of things we could do. But if I have to choose... I mean, think about it. Like, just to what we can do here, there are a lot of things we could do here, right? Talk about some of these to make ourselves like a damage-dealing monster in melee, chop people up with a scythe, or maybe like suck the health out of them while doing other things that allow us to, you know, like chop people up and stuff, or what have you. While using other things to stay alive and make a really sort of dynamic Necromancer. Like, we could do that. But I think... But we've seen what we can in the open beta. And... One, this did not go the way I thought it was going to go. This skill tree. So, how a skill tree typically is supposed to work. This is sort of just the skill branch, I guess. Like, you have a long linear path. How a skill tree is usually supposed to work At least if you're going for the sort of, I don't know, Path of Exile version, is you start somewhere, you can go anywhere. So imagine you could unlock almost any skill in the game, and those could be maybe you have to get like to the edge, and then there's like a circle that where you can get to these or something. That could work, but I don't know. I don't know. But what I would like to see in the beta is the ability to use kind of everything a little bit. And the thing is this, like there will be people who are going to say, well, you could go and, you know, grind to get the level 25, grind out 10 levels. I don't really see the reason to do that. I've seen most of what we can do. An army of the dead lets us summon more minions and do more things. We can summon our priest to heal everyone. Increase their damage by 20%, heal them by 10%. So that's one way we can keep them alive, while boosting what they do. Could work just fine. But yeah. I don't really feel an urge to keep going. Part of that is the world's big, and they neglected allowing us to unlock mounts, as far as I understand, despite the fact that I've seen someone on a mount. And another part of that is just yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's go back to town. But yeah, it's really feel the need, the desire to keep going. So, what could the game benefit from? Well, there are some things it could benefit from. One would be something similar to the party finder in FF14. So, these dungeons are not like super dungeons or anything like that. When you go into a dungeon, and because everything is sort of drop in, drop out, there could be you could sign up to join any random dungeon, and then you're doing something, and then someone enters the zone, and then you just sort of jump into their world. That's kind of how it works already. Like, there's no reason they couldn't incorporate something like that. You go into the darkened way and you get summoned in because it's going to a different instance or something. So there are things they could do, like over here, the Sanguine Chapel. I don't know. All kinds of little things. Is there like one for Necromancers? Probably is somewhere. Okay, sounds good. But yeah, I think something like that could improve the longevity of the game in a way, because then people would just randomly get paired with other people and go do stuff. But, it's okay. Like, technically, there's nothing technically wrong with the game. There's nothing technically wrong with the game. it's just, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say it's good. It's probably better than Diablo 3. Depending on its monetization, it may be better than Diablo Immortal. Otherwise, they might both just be trash bin. My philosophy is that if you're paying full dollar for a game, there should not be microtransactions in the game. But you know, I'm old, so you know, a different philosophy, I guess. But yeah. Okay, let's wrap this up. So, my thoughts on Diablo 4. It looks pretty. The character customization looked like it had some depth to it, which is nice. However, other games, other competing products, do what Diablo 4 does just about as well. And I have a feeling that I'm already predicting what the story of this game is going to be. And just seeing it by the end of Act 1, it's like you have like Anarius murdering his son and you know all this stuff, and it's just like, okay, so we have somewhat of a predictable storyline as well. Like there aren't any real twists, or there will probably be some twists and turns, but I'm not expecting anything like crazy good or amazing. So the good part is the disconnects have ceased for the most part, and now. Oh, wait. Just the disconnects have stopped. No? Okay, it's not jinxing. Oh, okay, cool, it's not jinxing. Alright, so the disconnects were happening in the beginning. That is a problem. But it is an open beta, so it is kind of expected. Everything that this game seems to be trying to do, other games have done already. Now, that isn't necessarily to say that that's a bad thing. Nothing is original. Any story that you write that is going to have mass appeal is going to be a story that has already been written somewhere in some capacity. Any class that you build, this is a pet class, okay? Like how this is built right now is a pet class. So we could make it more pet by having an extra skirmisher. We can make it even more pet by having an extra shadow mage. And then we have golem. I would actually like to see the golems be able to be split into multiple little golems. That would probably be interesting. Like maybe there's a swarmer type golem and then you get as pet as possible. But yeah, it is what it is. This is probably good enough. And then the golems have their own specific, really powerful niche that they fill. That all looks fun. The other classes probably look fun. But as I said, almost everything, like, other games have done this already. See, yeah, when I have to ask what does this bring to the table that other games don't, Blizzard name? It's kind of been, like, dragged through the mud in recent months, if not years, due to their own actions or lack thereof. I mean, yes, my skeletons are... I'm able to customize my skeletons with the Book of the Dead. This is indeed something I'm able to do. I can make them, you know, like Special Reapers. They can give me corpses. I can make my skeletal defenders into spiky boys. I can make them resistant to a lot of damage. Of course, this doesn't necessarily work all that well, because these skeletal mages, they are nice, but I'm not so sure how much damage they really pump out. You have these guys who can crit and do extra damage. Of course, we could sacrifice these guys. And we did already hear, you know, them say things like, I remember the beginning was like, oh, it's sacrifice it for the rest of your playthrough. And it's like, not really. I was just changing mind. Which is good, by the way. I'm not criticizing that. But, yeah, I don't know. This doesn't even give you an extra. We can't even see what these do. So, I don't know. Will I be buying Diablo 4? No. No, I will not be buying Diablo 4. No. No. I'll watch a Let's Play of Diablo 4. For, like, story beats. But, yeah, won't be buying it. Oh, okay. So, putting it up here. But, you know, it looks nice.
Not while I'm in town.
Looks nice. I can't move the camera around. I mean, I have a feeling that this entire place is actually modeled. So maybe there's press certain buttons to rotate the camera, but you know, technically, I don't know if I would say it's impressive. I'm not impressed. But Diablo, I will say that. I'm not impressed with Diablo 4. I recommend you go check out Diablo 1 and 2. Those are both really good. I have no idea what the other classes are like. This hasn't put a bad taste in my mouth or anything like that. It's just unimpressive. In the realm of entertainment, the greatest crime you can commit is being boring. And I mean, you know, the opposite, the obvious retort is, well, go play a different class. But this is really the class I'm interested in. I'm interested in playing the Army-Mancer, the dedicated pet class, that kind of thing. I would like to get to see these things, but at the same time, like Paragon, I don't care about that. It's not necessarily actually part of my class, or if it is, it should just be down here, or you know, something. Paragon should be enhancing, I don't know, some of this stuff, possibly. But I don't know. Whenever I start seeing stuff like this, and it has multiple layers of progression, this doesn't count. But whenever I start seeing stuff where we have this level of progression, we have that level of progression, and then we have that other menu that, like this progression, and then this progression. There's probably a progression for clans. Yeah, I start to think that maybe they've designed this to not necessarily be your forever game, but they've added a lot of layers of obfuscation between the player and, you know, what they can really do. Now, eventually, this will all get min-maxed out, right? Eventually, people will discover, okay, what is the pet meta? Right. What is the minion meta? What is the best, most powerful thing in the game? And they'll basically suck all the fun out of it. You know, like in Diablo 2, there was the, okay, you're gonna go Skelemancer? Cool. Here's what you do. Yeah. You don't put any points in Skeleton Mastery, you just put them in Raise Skeleton. You get more damage that way. You get more skeletons. When you get the mages, you just dump everything into a Raise Skeleton Mage. And then when you're done with those two, put some into, like, minion resist, and then start putting stuff into Skeleton Mastery. Like, there was a... And also get to Act 2 Nightmares, so you can get the Holy Frost, so your skeletons actually survive, you know, all kinds of little things. But, yeah, that'll be gamed out here probably within a month after launch. Easily, maybe a week within launch. As someone just like power levels their way all the way up to unlocking like Paragon and all that stuff. I mean, all that's also available already, so there is nothing stopping you. But yeah, gameplay wise, it's kind of unimpressive. Story wise, I have a feeling I can predict what's going on. But also, it's, like, how does our Necromancer not know a lot of this stuff already? Like, the Necromancers literally, don't they literally worship Rothma? Couldn't he potentially raise that lady's corpse and have it talk to her daughter? And then furthermore, just the whole, like, they already did it here, and it's one of those cardinal sins of game design for me. My pet peeves, which is where it's like, I need this, cool, go do that first. Oh, I did that thing first. Oh, I did that thing first, cool, now go do that other thing first. It's just like demands after demands after demands, when it's like the fate of the world literally hangs in the balance, potentially, of me getting this done quickly and going and doing that. Why are there all these layers and stuff? Like, it's like running into a brick wall over and over and over. Bashing your head bashing your head on a problem until it breaks. I can imagine that is only going to become worse as the story goes on, because that will probably be the story, right? Now let's compare this to Diablo 2 story. Okay, you get to the rogue encampment. You're told Antariel has taken the rogue encampment, the rogue monastery. Oh no, we can't have that. You need to go over there and curb stomp that female dog. You know what I mean. So, also there's this Lady Bloodraven, and there's also this Den of Evil. You should test your skills against the Den of Evil. We'll get a cool thing out of it. So you go down there, you kill everything in the Den of Evil, because it's on the way. It's an easy way to level up. You get an extra skill point. You're thinking, all right, this is great. I like this. Then you make your way over to maybe Bloodraven, because she's in the next zone. You kill her. You might get some nice loot. And you keep going forward, and then it's like, there's this guy there's this man, Deckard Cain, you can rescue. He will help us, and this is how you do it. But very important, you don't need to go rescue Deckard Cain. You could just skip it entirely and go to Act and just go kill Andariel and go to Act 2, and Deckard Cain will just be like, "Oh, I'm so happy the rogue saved me. Thanks a lot, you tosspot. Now, I'm gonna charge you money to identify all your items, jerk." So it's completely optional. You don't even need to go do it. So it's optional. It's not a brick wall you're running into. They're not saying, hey, what the? I think I just saw somebody who's like level 27. Jeez. Anyway. Anyway, it's not a brick wall because you don't have to go do it, right? So, okay, you get through Ondario. Okay. Everything in Diablo, like, Act 2 is generally considered the worst act in Diablo 2, as far as I understand, from what I remember, because it was so hard to speedrun through and power level through, I guess, or plow through. It was so hard to like get through that. But the important thing is that if you were just playing it linear, if you're just playing it normally, you didn't run into any of those problems. The most annoying thing in Act 2 is finding the correct tomb in Crypt of the Magi? Canyon of the Magi? Whatever it was. The last zone. Before you fought whatever his name was, Duriel or something. So, that was the most annoying thing. But if you were going through the game normally, you wouldn't be able to get to that zone until you went and fought the previous boss, the Visurai guy, killed him, found out what the symbol was, and you just go find the symbol and you go in, you fight Duriel or whatever, kill him, and then you'd be off to Act 3. And then similar idea, you go do all this stuff, you kill those people. I think the most annoying potential thing there was having to put together the hammer. Yeah, well, even then, it's like, no, there's this magical barrier, and we need you to go gather these things from these other dungeons, and then come back and do this. And then put it together, and you get this cool flail, and you bap the shield with that a few times, it breaks, and then you get in. Okay. Sounds good. You can do that. I would like all the limitations taken off of that. Maybe you can get your way in without doing that. That might be interesting. But there's that. And then Hell is just a straight shoot to Diablo. Everything's optional there except for killing Diablo. Then there's in the expansion act, Act 5. Everything is optional. Yeah, except for killing Bale. That's the only thing that's non-optional. Yeah. Yeah. Almost everything is optional in Diablo 2, except for killing the end bosses of each act. And you can maybe skip to a lot of those. But anyway, yeah, there's, I don't know, the whole storytelling trope of, oh no, the world's going to end and all I have to do is this, or bless you, my child, like that's all I have to do, and then you can get on with saving the world. Cool. Go get my groceries first. Thanks, I'll be here. Bye. Like, really? Are you kidding me? Like, the world's going to end. Everyone's going to die. Okay, sounds good, I guess. But anyway, yeah. So this has been Diablo 4. It is available right now. You can go play it right now. But, well, depending. As of streaming, right now. I believe it ends in 2 days. So if you want to go check it out, you better go do it as soon as possible. It's a lot of fun. There are a bunch of classes you can check out. While I am unimpressed, you may be impressed. While this seems like If it's free, I'll pick it up. If it's not free, which I heavily doubt it will be, since they are charging for it, then I probably won't pick it up. It is an online-only game. There is no way to play this offline, to my understanding. So if you're in a place with unreliable internet, or you're on satellite internet, I would not recommend picking it up. That is a hard limitation of the game. And yeah, I also highly assume that there are going to be microtransactions. And I have a feeling that they are really working at keeping those things transparent to the player right now. Yeah, I really think they're trying to keep that they don't have those things active just yet. But maybe after you buy the game, then those become active. Remember, people brought up that in Diablo Immortal, microtransactions weren't really... The game was pretty opaque to there being microtransactions for a while. And then around like level 20, 25, 30, whatever it was, they went from no microtransactions to microtransactions everywhere. So I have a feeling that we're going to see a lot of microtransactions also in Diablo 4, though I could be
I cannot do that here.
completely wrong. I'm hoping I am wrong. But this is Activision. It is not the Blizzard that made Diablo 2. It's not the Blizzard that made Diablo 1, which at one point was actually supposed to be a turn-based game. Like XCOM, old XCOM, not the new ones. Imagine if they kept it that way. But yeah, what this really has done is maybe you want to go play Diablo 2. It's like what Reaper of Souls did, just maybe you want to play Diablo 2. I don't think I finished Reaper of Souls. Anyway. It's kind of just that, it's kind of just a thing. Like, these non-combat zones have level requirements. But I'm above those level requirements, so that kind of implies that I'm allowed to side with Lilith and kill everyone. I don't really...
I cannot do that here.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. It seems somewhat unimpressive to me. Will I be buying it? No. Do I recommend you buy it? I would check out Diablo 2. But if you like Diablo 3, then you'll probably like this game. And yes, again, there's the open beta. Go check it out. Enjoy the hell out of it. Play it a bunch. It is online only, so once the open beta is over, you cannot play it anymore unless you buy the game. And wait for it to come out, most likely. So, keep all that in mind. Keep that in mind. But alright guys, my name is Muir. This has been Diablo 4's open beta. We may come back and play a different class, but we may also not. We will find out. And I will catch you guys next time. Bye everyone.